Need some help finding some edge in the prop market? Check out the PropsAI tool on the LineStar app, your one-stop shop for all the information you need to place smarter bets. Gain insights into player history, projections, and trends, along with sportsbook odds. You can even compare the lines across multiple sportsbooks using our prop finder. Get the edge with PropsAI today at LineStarApp.com and take your prop betting game to the next level. Good luck, and as always, bet responsibly. Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top 3 NFL player prop bets for today that are available on Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, and CHALKBOARD. Alongside my co-host, Tyler Wiemann, I am Shannon Sommerville. We've got 3 really great props for you. For tonight's action, we've got the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are 3.5-point road favorites in this one. And an interesting matchup as we've got a lot of question marks in this one, Tyler. We've got 2 quarterbacks that we don't really know the status of. Geno Smith is questionable, but it's looking like it's going to be an uphill battle for him to play. He's dealing with a groin injury, so we could be looking at Drew Lockett, quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. For the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, their starting quarterback, has been dealing with an illness with what has been described as flu-like symptoms, although it's not the flu. So he had to actually fly separately from the team to Seattle. All indications and reports coming out of Seattle are that he is going to try to go for tonight. So that is the information that we are dealing with ahead of tonight's contest. Plus, we've also got a couple other injuries to just note really fast. Philadelphia is also missing their starting right guard, starting right guard. We've also got the star cornerback Darius Slay is out. He's going to undergo knee surgery. Veteran inside linebacker Zach Cunningham is out as well. Shaq Leonard, though, they just acquired him. He should fill in for him pretty well. And then Seattle really hasn't ruled anyone out, but their rookie Devin Witherspoon and their corner Jamal Adams listed as questionable. So all that information to take into consideration as we approach the prop market here. Plus, we'll also have your touchdown calls of the game in this one. We took all that information into account as we approach this one, but still a lot of question marks. And on top of that, some weather to deal with as well. We've got a little bit of rain in the forecast for Seattle. What is your assessment as you kind of look at this game overall and all the question marks, the weather? What's your assessment?
The weather I wouldn't be too worried about. Most of the times these Pacific Northwest games is, it's a little drizzly, it's a little wet, but that doesn't play a huge role in it. Defensive wise, though, there's definitely some injuries that I think are notable. Witherspoon and Adams would be huge for that wide receiver core for the Eagles. And then no Darius Slay is definitely nice for the Seahawks wide receiver. So I think we might be getting a little more offense than you would look at just by, seeing these 2 teams match up.
Yeah, need it this week. As I mentioned before we even started taping, I picked up Tyler Lockett for my fantasy team, so need a big week from him. I know playoffs is this week for a lot of teams, so probably a lot of people that are out there relying on this game for some fantasy points. Also, Underdog Fantasy
Shannon,
as well.
Needing the old Tyler bump, huh?
Oh, we love the Tylers. I took him for that reason and that reason alone, that my co-host is, you guys share the same name, got to be on the fantasy squad. That's just how we roll here. Also, Tyler's advancing in best balls, Underdog Fantasy best ball. By the way, if you don't have Underdog Fantasy or all those apps that I mentioned at the top of the show, download them, use the promo code LineStar. You'll get up to $100 of your deposit match. Tyler, before we get into the show today, I'm going to do something I have never done on this show, and that is defend Patriots fans. You know why? Because I saw some Swifties getting very upset at New England Patriots fans because I guess they booed her when they showed her on the Jumbotron. And I just need to say something here, okay? If you are going to a game and you are wearing, colors or jersey of the opposing teams, you should get booed. That's just my hot take, okay? So New England Patriots fans, they also showed her with Brittany Mahomes, the quarterback, the opposing quarterback's wife. Like, what do you expect the fans to do? What's your take on that?
They should definitely boo him.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways,
that's a no-brainer.
Here I am as a Jets fan defending Patriots fans, which is something I don't intend on doing again, but I just felt like that needed to be said before we got into today's show. I mean,
I was a little worried you were going to bring back that Patriots shirt you wore,
I lost a
2 weeks
bet,
ago.
okay? We won't talk about that earlier in the season. I lost a bet
mean,
to a
it
certain
sounds like it's more
Patriots
than
fan.
that now.
Yeah. Well, they're in like the same spot. They're going to be in the same spot as the Jets here in a couple weeks. So, and that is golfing. Yep, that's okay. All right, let's get into tonight's action. And the first prop bet, speaking of a Swift, we're going to start with DeAndre Swift, over 57.5 rushing yards. The consensus projection is projecting Swift to have 67 rushing yards in this game. I mean, he's averaging 63 per game. He's gone over in about 6 of 13. Here's the thing I like about this one, Tyler, is that we've got Jalen Hurts, who, if he plays, is going to be maybe not at 100% capacity. We don't know what his health is, but it's not looking great heading into the game. So that could mean they just give it to DeAndre Swift, let him work, and do work against a defense that has had trouble containing opposing running backs. What do you see here?
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks have just been absolutely awful versus running back. So right when I saw this game, I knew I was going to be attacking it in the prop market, and I was surprised to see the line not being a little bit higher. Frankly, that in this situation, I think they're going to use Swift a lot. And if he just gets a little bit of wiggle room, he is a player that can bust a big run. And that's all we really need. We have a good offensive line going versus that, porous run D. Really sounds good for Swift to me.
Yeah, always love going with a Georgia Bulldog to start off the show. And one stat that I did find, Seahawks have allowed the most rushing yards over expectation of any team in the league over the second half of the season. And I also think if some of those injuries, come into play here as well, I think DeAndre Swift is in a great spot here today to clear that rushing yards total. So it's a nice play here. And I think we're a little bit safer from some of the question marks here with this prop. When we're looking at the prop market, it's like, what value can we find when we don't know the answers to these questions about these players?
And then just to go off your, more rushing yards than expectation over the back half of the season, look, they're allowing 94.5 rushing yards per game on the season, but over the last 4, that's almost up to 120. It's 118.8. Wow. So, they haven't been great all season, but they've been way worse lately. Now, they have faced McCaffrey, I think, twice in those last 4. So that is definitely part of it. You never want to face that guy, but they just haven't been good.
Yeah. And in a game where there could be some weather, I know, like you said, you don't like to put too much of an emphasis on weather conditions in this game, maybe wind or something. But in this game, we're just looking at rain in this one. But it could maybe impact the game plan a little bit in that, maybe run the ball a little bit more than usual. So totally. I think we're going to get
especially with Hurts being sick.
Exactly.
That's one thing too, is that Hurts may not rush the ball as much, and that's the big go-to, I think, for this week.
All right, great point there. So lock in D Swift over 57.5 rushing yards there. All right, now it is time, Tyler, for you and I to go with our best bets for the week. And over the weekend, we got a little burned on our picks. So it's time for some redemption here on this Monday. Tyler, where are you heading for your prop pick in Monday Night Football?
Shannon, I will give you what you are asking for. We're going with the Tyler bump. Tyler Lockett over 48.5 at minus 115. The consensus projections showing 60. Philadelphia lost Darius Slay, their 30th in pass DVOA versus wide receiver 2, and they're allowing 193.8 yards to the receivers over the last 4 games. And really, there's 2 receivers, kind of 3 that Seattle goes to. So I think it's a real good spot for Lockett to go over in this matchup.
Nice. I like it. And help me win my fantasy matchup this week in advance in the playoffs. I like it, Tyler. Nice pick there. For my pick, I'm going to the Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver DeVonta Smith over 56.5 receiving yards. It's a little bit more of a risky pick given the uncertainty of Jalen Hurts in this game. However, this is a place I'm comfortable going considering Smith is averaging 70 receiving yards per game this season and going up against a Seattle Seahawks defense that ranks 29th in pass defense DVOA versus opposing teams wide receiver 2. And that is with Adams and Witherspoon in the lineup in their secondary defending against them. And I think if either one of those players end up being out of this game or not 100%, I think that could be a place that the Eagles target early and often. I think they're going to really be keyed in on A.J. Brown and stopping him, which will open things up significantly for DeVonta Smith, who is an incredible wide receiver and could easily be wide receiver one on a lot of pro football teams in the league right now. So I love DeVonta Smith's spot here. And I think they could go to him again early and often with Jalen Hurts back there. Regardless of his status, I think he hits him a few times. And he could hit that in just a couple catches, the way he kind of explodes for yards after a catch. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that as well. Going DeVonta Smith in this one. Let's go. Not scared of the wide receivers in this contest for those props, that's for sure. We're not scared of that. Right, Tyler?
Not scared.
All right. You can find all of the tool that we're using to find our props. It's called the PropsAI tool. That is on the LineStar app. So check that out at linestarapp.com. Also, I totally forgot to tell you guys about our prop bets contest. If you haven't already, do us a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below. A comment enters you into our prop bets contest. If we go 3 for 3 tonight, one randomly selected commenter will win $60. And we'll announce that on the next show here. Gosh, on Monday, off to a great start. Can't find my words today, but I'm just so excited about Monday Night Football. Plus, we've got NBA props coming out as well, so make sure to check out that video. Got to be subscribed to the LineStar YouTube channel. Just giving out all the picks here on the LineStar channel. All right, let's get to our touchdown calls of the game. Tyler, where are you headed for an anytime touchdown in Monday Night Football's contest between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles?
I'm going to go with DeAndre Swift at plus 120 to get in the end zone. Look, the Seahawks have been absolutely terrible in stopping the running back. They're allowing 1.1 touchdowns by the running back per week this season, but over the last 4 weeks, it's up to 1.3 per game. So I really like Swift. I think he's going to get in the end zone. He's going to have more than enough opportunities. So let's go plus 120.
And especially with the limited Jalen Hurts, usually he'd be the one running the ball into the end zone if they're in the red zone right there. But, if he's not 100% healthy, I mean, who wants to get hit, in the red zone when you're not feeling hot? You got the flu. Like, who wants that? Just give it to DeAndre Swift and take care of it, right?
I mean, the tush push definitely takes away from some of Swift's upside, the brotherly shove. I think in this situation, Swift will be fine.
All right, for my touchdown call, I'm going to Dallas Goedert, who has a plus 310 price tag for a touchdown tonight. I know he only has 2 touchdowns on the season, but he has 4 red zone targets over the last 8 weeks. That actually is the 4th most of anyone in this game. And consider the fact that he missed 3 games with an injury. So he's behind in that category, and he's only 4th still somehow. And going up against a Seattle Seahawks defense that ranks 21st in defensive DVOA versus tight end. So in a decent spot there. I think he could see a lot of really good mismatches on that defense. He's a big guy who can absolutely barrel over defenders. I like Dallas Goedert here. Plus Seattle's ranks 26th in opponent red zone scoring percentage. So they haven't exactly been able to limit teams from getting in their end zone in this one. Let's go Dallas Goedert, the tight end with a plus 310 price tag. In this game, I think you can probably tell by our analysis of our props and touchdown calls that we're both leaning Eagles in this one. Is that an accurate assessment, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, you got to lean the Eagles with Drew Lock likely under center for the Seahawks. While I don't think that affects the Seahawks as much as most teams, I don't know if they can pull it out.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I'm rolling with the Eagles to cover that 3.5 point spread in this one on the road. Yes, I know, they haven't looked their best. Jalen Hurts not going to be at his best, but we're also dealing with some injuries on the other side of things too. And I think that the Eagles, hey, they have the better record for a reason. And I think they're going to come away with a nice road win here in Seattle. All right, for more picks, analytics, everything you need to dominate in daily fantasy and in the prop betting market, make sure to check out PropsAI on the LineStar app, linestarapp.com. Also, if you haven't already, do us a favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below, and you could win $60 if we hit 3 for 3 on our props, which I'm feeling good about our props for today. We got a Tyler bump in there, so that's always a good sign, right? We got to have Tyler bump.
Always.
All right. Good luck out there in your daily fantasy as well as all of your prop betting endeavors. Remember to check out Tyler's video. He'll be breaking things down for all you DFS players, so check that out coming out your way as well. And NBA picks on the way. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.